Okay, just by way of introduction, this is the Economic Development Commission meeting of Thursday, July 11th. We're meeting in the Old Town Hall Conference Room at 8:33 a.m. We do have a quorum. This meeting is being recorded for those joining online, so I see present in the room Commissioner Beck. We also have online Vice Chair Rosado, Commissioner Anderson, Commissioner Hockhauser, and a few others joining via conference room. We do have members of the development team here, representatives of the development team present. I'll let them introduce themselves after Steve, you want to call the meeting officially to order?
I do. Call to order, and I'm going to turn over to Mark to get us going. I don't know if do we have minutes to approve from last week first?
To approve. So I was going to ask if you could dispose of that.
Just a motion to approve minutes.
Motion as well as seconded. Any comments or?
My hands up.
All good. So with that, I will introduce, since you're not in the room, Steve, I'll introduce Attorney Chuck Willinger, and I'll let Chuck introduce the other members of his team, both here as well as online, and then we'll go into the presentation.
Well, thank you, Mark, and good morning, everyone. I am Chuck Willinger, a partner of the law firm of Willinger Busey, and we represent UAG Fairfield PC LLC. I'll introduce everybody in a moment, but that entity is a Porsche Corporation. I'm sorry, a Penske Corporation affiliated company. They have signed a lease with the owner of the property. The owner is represented by Mike Chanella, who is here at the table today. My client has signed the lease. Of course, it's subject to all land use approval. But we are the applicant. We have filed the applications actually with the Planning and Zoning Commission. There's a series of applications: special exception, special permit, and coastal area management. They have been filed, and we look forward to a public hearing as soon as possible. And I understand it will be sometime in August, projected to be. So we look forward to that. Our application, as everybody knows, involves the old Exide battery site, 2190 Post Road. And our proposed use is a Porsche Fairfield automobile dealership. So at this point, I'll introduce Rob Belito of my office, who is assisting me in the land use approvals. I already pointed out Mike Chanella, and we have Bob Walker. Bobby Walker is with Land Tech, who has done a great job with the plans, the site plans, the engineering. And a little bit later, he's going to walk you through those plans. I just want to point out a few things to the commission. We have filed and coming in now, late, but he's here. Rita Romano. I don't blame you for being late. The highway is in any event, the property in question. This is a rendering that's on the screen of the exterior of the building. In my opinion, it's a gorgeous building. I've seen the actual building. It's called a Generation 5 building. I've seen one that was built in Naples, Florida, and it's a magnificent facility. Maybe we could put up the site plan, because we'll be referring to that in a bit, of the property. Or you know what? Maybe we could put up the interior shots. I don't think we have. Oh, you don't have the interior?
No, I did send them. You did? Yeah. I have 3 files. So.
Well, if you have them, we sent them. Mark, if you have them, fine. If you don't have them,
okay. What we'll do is we'll make sure the commission has access.
I have a few that we could pass out for those physically here.
I'll keep one for the file and make sure.
One for the file, perhaps. Mark this one. And if you take a look at those, you can see what the Gen 5 goes looks like. Really is a magnificent building. In any event, getting back to the site plan that hopefully you could all see, that's the 2190 Coast Road property. The property is about 1/3 of the property is in the design commercial district, and 2/3, and by the way, the 1/3 starts just about where the restaurant is and goes to the west. Where you see that on the right-hand side, or the easterly side of the restaurant is the building. And that building is entirely located, and 2/3 of the property is located in the design industrial. So it's two zones, commercial and industrial. Both zones permit an automobile dealership by way of special exception. So we're talking about a use that is permitted by your zoning regulations. Now, the property is 6.2 acres. The building has 49,000 square feet of interior space. And I'm not going to say anything more about that because we have Peter to just quickly walk you through the plans in a bit. I do want to point out on the far westerly portion of the site, where the Mill River is, there's about an acre of land that we are going to devote to the public access. We're going to have some improvements that Peter will talk to you about, and that will be devoted to passive recreation for the good citizens of Fairfield. Now, the reason for this application, I think, is important, particularly for this commission. Almost all dealerships, I think all, have a contractual agreement with the manufacturer. Porsche has contractual agreements with Porsche, and typically once every 10 years or so, they are mandated to improve their facilities. And this is a major mandate, this one. Porsche has told my client that they want now the service facility and the retail facility to be in the same building. That's now a requirement. As you may know, right now Porsche has their service facility on Schofield Avenue. I believe it's 450 Schofield Avenue, and on the Bridgeport line. And the retail, of course, is for, I think it's 475 Commerce Drive. So they're split, and that's a no-no in terms of the manufacturer. So we're required to look for a spot and have been looking for a while for a spot. We want to stay in Fairfield. We hope we can stay in Fairfield. This is the only site, frankly, that in Fairfield that works for us. There are other sites, but our main goal is to stay in the town of Fairfield. The reason is, among other things, we've been here for 24 years. This October will be the 24th year anniversary of Penske Corporation here in Fairfield. They have 3 dealerships. In addition to Porsche, they have Audi and they have Mercedes-Benz. And for those of you who have seen those 3 facilities, including their service facilities, you'll know that they're kept in immaculate condition, always fully maintained, updated. I was shocked. Look at the service center, you could look cleaner than my kitchen. No reflection on myself and my wife, but it's really a fantastic facility. And by the way, on Zoom, in case you have any other questions, Steve Capasso and Brian Freeman, and they're here on Zoom. In case you have any questions. So, we've been in Fairfield for 24 years. We want to stay here. We have to get approval to achieve our goal of expanding here in town. Before I tell you just a little bit more about this proposal, I do want to stress that, particularly from an economic development standpoint, this proposal is a classic case of meeting the goals and objectives of the federal EPA and the state of Connecticut DEP, as well as this commission. And that is, but particularly that federal and state commission, when they have either brownfield sites or heavily polluted sites, and believe me, Exide batteries, as you all know well, we spent millions of dollars cleaning it, and it has been cleaned, completely remediated. The DEP has given us not us, but Exide, a certificate of completion. So from an environmental standpoint, it's been cleaned and remediated. But the goal of those two agencies is to get these properties, clean them, and put them back to productive use. And that's exactly what's happening here. And that credit goes not only to those agencies, but particularly to your agencies. The Harbor Management Commission was instrumental in driving some of the remediation, focus on the remediation. So was the Fair Plan grassroots group. So it was really a community effort to get the property teed up. Mike Shinella, one of the principals in the ownership, can tell you that they signed a contract to buy this property. How many years ago, do you recall?
37 years ago.
37 years ago, they signed a contract, subject to that cleaning it up. 37 years ago. But they hung in. Unfortunately, the price wasn't the price 37 years ago, I guess, but they bought the property about 6 years ago, Mike?
4.5.
4.5 years ago. And it's really laid dormant, which is a reflection on, I guess, on the market for a while. There's been a few interested parties in terms of combining residential use and self-storage and so forth. Much more impactful uses, which I'll get to in a minute. But I did want to stress that this is, from an economic development standpoint, a really significant step in terms of remediated properties. That's all I say. Okay, now, in terms of this commission, Penske currently pays the town of Fairfield, that's in our question here, $110,000 a month to the town of Fairfield. If this proposal is approved, I want to ensure the commission that we're going to keep all the properties that we have now. The Audi dealership, the Mercedes dealership will stay where they are. They will use and combine the service center that Porsche will be leaving if we're approved, and they will that'll be expanded to help take care of, expanded in the sense of not enlarging them, but we will have a share of that service center and the larger share, and so will Mercedes. So the taxes that are generated at $110,000 a month will obviously still be paid, and I suspect it will go up as we do a little bit. It's usually the case. Now, in addition to that, this Gen 5 building, it's too bad you can't see the interior, but the Gen 5 building will generate substantial additional taxes to the town of Fairfield. The cost of that building is in tens of millions of dollars. It's just a huge increase in taxes to the town. And all those, the existing property and the new property, the tax dollars have very little, the necessity for very little town services. So there's very little set off for town services against that tax dollars. As opposed to, for example, retail, not retail, but residential, where sometimes it's a negative, negative in terms of school taxes and so forth. But this type of economic development use is a real plus in terms of tax dollars to the town of Fairfield. The other part of it, not so much economic development, but important, is that this operation will have no adverse impacts on the neighborhood. And I say that because it is really a low impact use. Porsches and Porsche dealerships, and there's all kinds of industry statistics that are available that I've learned from Brian and from Steve. they are comparable in terms of volume of business to Ferrari, Mercedes-Benz, Bentleys, that type of thing. So that not everybody, shops there. Not everybody either likes the cars or can afford the cars, as opposed to your typical Ford, Chevy, Honda, Toyota, where there's a lot more traffic. I could give you just quickly so you get some idea. In the year, because Porsche has and Brian has statistics on everything they do. They really have this down to a science. In the year 2023, there were, which is this last year, there were 7 sales visits per day, 7 per day in Porsche. So there's a 5-year plan that they always have a pro forma on. We think in 5 years that 7 visits a day for sales will increase to about 10 in 5 years. That's 10 sale visits a day. In terms of service, the year 2023, there were 14 service visits a day, 14 for the whole day. In 5 years, we think that'll be up to 20. And 98% of those service visits are by appointment. 98%. So they, they stagger them during the day, mostly during the morning, but they stagger them. And there's no possibility of any cars. I know the town was inquired about that, the agency, but there's no possibility of those cars being, as they wait to get into the service department, of being encroaching on the post road. And I say that because if you see in the middle, I don't know if we could point to it, but you see where it says post road, the word road, that's this right there. That's the service entrance. And if you go into that service, there's 8 cars that go immediately inside. We never have 8, but that could hold 8 cars inside. And there's 2 lanes that could hold another 6 and 6 cars. So there's another 12 cars before you even get to the post road, which will never happen. So there's no queuing on the post road. In terms of the truck, trailer trucks, which we get 1 a week, they will be coming only from the, from the west to the east because of the overpass, or the other pass down the road here. So they're going to be coming that way. They're going to take a left into the facility from the far easterly curb cut. You'll see there to the right. See that? I don't know. Yeah. And then right there, and the trailers go around the building, and they exit to the far left, right there, and that's a right turn only. So from a traffic standpoint, this is heavenly. We'll have a traffic expert at the hearing. I don't know why we even need him, but all the
Traffic engineers have to eat too, I guess.
Yeah, they have to eat too.
So could I pause you for a second? I think I wanted to introduce Kevin Lesko, who is our chair.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for participating, and I apologize for my delay this morning.
Also,
Can I start over?
No, please.
I think in the interest of time, maybe it would be helpful. I know Pete's here and Bob's here to answer any questions regarding the site plan, but I don't know if the commission may have some questions related to the economics of the project. So maybe I'll turn things over to you, Kevin, to kind of drive the show. From Steve has been capably filling in online, but since you're maybe that'd be a good time to ask if there's any questions.
Sure. So you've actually been terrific about doing kind of the before and after on potential tax revenue for the town, which is great. The impact is obviously very good. Your concept of the offsetting of services for the town for something like this rather than residential or mixed use is very appropriate. So I don't necessarily have additional questions at this moment, but are there other members of the committee that wish to say a few words?
Jen, Ken, Steve, I know you're joining online, but do you have any questions for either Chuck or the other members of his team regarding the presentation thus far.
I'll just add a couple comments. I think we're all happy to see it and the diligence being done. I think we're supportive, we are supportive because I think it is good for the town and good use of the property. You probably realize there's, maybe, I don't know if disappointment's the right word, that ideally there would have been, something a little bit more that blends in with the downtown. This adds a sort of industrial sort of feel to it, but you don't always get what you want, you get what you need. And I love that you're adding public space and a park to there. I think that makes a difference. We would support it regardless, but I think it's a good thing to promote and let people be aware of. That's my offhand comments.
Jen or Ken? I see you.
Yes, I do. So I want to ask a question about a lease provision, and that's the assignment and sublet. Does Porsche have a right, or Penske Automotive have a right to assign or sublet to a different division or a different brand?
To the best of my knowledge, and Steve or Brian, I think you can answer that, they do not. Their intention is Porsche.
That is correct, Chuck. This is Stephen Capasso. How are you?
Okay.
Also, just so everybody realizes, once we make this financial commitment on this piece of property, and we want to be in Fairfield again, that we are not going to leave this site, both financially and the commitment we made to the manufacturer.
Makes good sense. Very good.
Jen, did you have something that you would add?
It would be helpful to see the visuals when we can get them. I'm just curious at what the park area will look like.
I don't know if we have any renderings of the park area, but I do have a site plan showing that area, as well as I will make sure that the interior renderings, which didn't make it as part of this packet, but I'll make sure they're up and provide that link to the commission for viewing. They are impressive to look at, for sure.
Great. Thanks.
What's the time frame for development?
We want to be in the ground with our foundation before December, when bad weather is. So this is full speed ahead. And believe me, Steve's been all over our team to get this application filed, and so has Brian. So they'd like to start tomorrow.
I think the goal, Chuck, to answer is about 14 months we believe this development will take once we get the foundations in the ground.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael, as it would relate to the property that you have across the street, is there movement on that property across the street, and is it a kind of a symbiotic development?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we're proud to say we've leased across the street the former Hyundai dealership. We've leased that to a company called Carvana. I'm sure we've all heard of Carvana.
Okay.
And they will be doing their MO is they do everything by appointment.
Okay.
In other words, a lot of people today are buying the automobiles online.
Right.
And what they're doing is they're coming there just to pick up the automobile that's been detailed and ready for delivery, sign the paperwork, and off they go. So right now, Carvana is all approved. We've done all of the exterior work, as I don't know if anybody's driven by. We put in all new drainage, new landscaping, new roof, new air conditioning system. So the building it was delivered to Carvana, and they're going to be spending around $1 million in and outside, redoing the colors on the building, etc. And it will be an automotive use. It won't necessarily conflict with Porsche because, as Attorney Willinger said, Porsche is a boutique dealership, and it's, so whatever new and pre-owned that Porsche is selling, very rarely does Carvana get a pre-owned Porsche. Right. So it's but I hope that answers the question.
It does. And then I presume that the potential impacts from the power lines that potentially will be coming through there has been addressed. I mean,
I can just answer that again, if I may. We adamantly oppose that. We were the beginning guys to file that, and the Stop and Shop building that we have down the road, and the all-new Alyssa Brewery, which Mark in this department was very, very supportive of, and we can't thank them enough. And what they did was they have decided, and I'm sure everybody has read in the paper, they're moving the monopoles to the north side. So Porsche was unscathed in this particular, as it was Stop and Shop. Unfortunately, they have not decided to move the illicit brewery one to the other side. So I'm in a battle there with many other people from the Southport area and from Fairfield.
Yes.
So we are still fighting that, but I'm hoping that the Evergrid or Eversource decides eventually to put that underground under the post road.
Right.
And that's what our goal is.
Greenwich, right?
Yes, but Kevin, I'm hoping that that's the ultimate finale, so we'll see what happens.
I know that was peripheral, but I just.
Yeah, no, but I'm glad you brought it up. Porsche is untouched by monopoles. There's no monopoles on this site.
I just have one question before the commission, if it wants to make a motion. I just wanted to ask that in the response to the questionnaire, which was very helpful. And I think in your presentation referenced an investment here of tens of millions of dollars. Are we talking something like $20 million or $60 million or somewhere in between?
I think that's
put a finer
suited
point
for
on
Steve
that.
Capasso.
No, it's a very impressive facility, 50,000 square feet is no small building. I know it's expensive to build such things. I can imagine, I understand this is a significant investment. I just wonder if you would put more specific point to that.
We should, guys, this is Stephen Capasso. We should be in the range, we believe, of a commitment on the piece of property with furnishings inside of between 18 and $22 million.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you.
So I would like to invite a motion to support this project. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Very good. Okay, so
Thank you very much.
we appreciate your
Amend
time.
that motion, Mr. Chairman, to say that we'd like to waive the public hearing.
If we only had that power.
I think you were warming up, Chuck.
All right, well, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
We'll make sure we're following it closely and get
It should be fully open within 45 days. Yeah, 45 days. So they're moving along pretty well there. They're just waiting for their building permit. They got their demolition permit, so they're just waiting for the building permit. I just got off the phone with John Poyer. He's the contractor and he's a great guy. He's got quite a few dealerships and he's moving right along. They have all their materials. And so within 45 days, they should be open.
Well, that's amazing.
That's phenomenal. Mark, as always, thank you.
Well, hey, Mike, I don't know. Hear that project's
Thank you.
Take care, bye-bye. Just take a Thank you very much. Thanks. You guys got patience. So you go down, as far as that, I see.
I mean, on weekends. My wife's there, she wants to retire, Joey, no, but I'll see you every weekend. Really what I had to do, that's my question.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you.
Okay, Mark. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Mark, take care.
Okay.
So your water.
No, that was there.
So I know we're planning to,
Funny side comment, and that is when we had our funeral in Mark, we had a
That's
limited.
my engineer's water. I probably paid for it 100 times. So
so planning to gather later for, at 5 o'clock, 7.
They went on.
Are we still good for later this afternoon?
I think otherwise, I think we're doing okay, so.
Everyone joining online is able to attend, or planning?
I have a meeting running up until 5, but I'm good to go straight from there.
And Ken, Don,
Wait, or you can swim out to us, whatever you know.
Jen, we'll see you later as well. I don't have anything else I want to put on.
So, just a side comment to that. So we're gonna meet at the marina. Okay, that's on Turney Road. And what you'll do is, you probably have a Fairfield, sticker, so you can go right in. If you don't happen to have a sticker on that car, you can just, if you go into the guard gate, and it's funny to say this, but just say that you're gonna go to the open space and you make the left turn and then you just park right over to the left, okay? But GDOC is just, it's just, 1, 2, 3, 3. It's I, H, and then G, and it's right in the beginning. It's G7, I believe, is my number. Well, we're gonna meet at 5. Probably won't find ourselves, getting out and going probably till 5:15 by the time everyone kind of staggers in. So we'll just kind of go, we'll cruise around. We'll see what the weather is, and if it's rough, we'll figure one direction. If the tide is high or low, I to be honest, I haven't even looked at that, but it's a manageable process. We'll go as far as we can and as long as we want to, and we'll double back. I'll do hors d'oeuvres and different beverages. If anyone has something special, tell me now about what you might want to drink. Otherwise, it'll be kind of a wide range.
Do we have to bring our own paddles, or are you all set?
I'm hoping not. And life jackets. I might have a life jacket or two too, so we're okay.
And
So-
return time, do we have an estimated?
Yeah, so I'm thinking that we'll be done in like an hour and a half. So if if we're all good and we want to do some more time, then we'll do some more time.
By 7.
Yeah. That's fine. All right, so it's we're in good shape. I would it's supposed to be warm out. You might want to bring pardon me. You might want to bring just a light sweater. It's funny to say that, but when you're on the water, it's a little more natural air conditioning, and you might feel more comfortable with the sweater. If you want to bring a bathing suit, that's okay too. All right, all good. All right, so look forward to seeing you.
You got jet skis? No, just kidding.
No, not yet.
Wave runners?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, well.
All right, any other questions?
Perfect. GDOC, slip 7.
7.
G7, yeah, you'll see it.
5-ish, okay.
Yeah.
We'll see everyone.
That's fine. If you want, I can give you my cell number as a just in case if you wanted to write it down. So it's 203 209 9254. 203 209 9254. All right. So I look forward to seeing everyone.
All right. Thank you all.
Go check out the shoreline.
For attending. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Yes, let's get a motion to adjourn, please. Any second on that?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? I think we're all in favor. Look forward to seeing everyone. All right, bye.
Thanks, everyone.